And before I begin, let's try to review the logarithmic rules that we did last time on Monday. And those were that if you have two things multiplied inside the log, you can split the log into two logs with an addition between them. If you have two things divided, then you can split the log into subtraction. And then if you have some exponent inside the log, then that exponent can jump out of the log. And what did I name this as? Do you remember? Frog over the log rule. Okay, so, and then there are some other rules that we did, but we won't be using them. The base change formula, and maybe the fact that log of a of 1 is 0. Okay, so let's try this first one. Now, the expanding is basically making use of these three rules to split the logs as much as possible. And sometimes you can simplify them, you should. So these are multiplications, so you can split them as additions between logs. Just like that. And then, how do you do log 2 of 8? Well, you think of 8 as 2 to what power? Third power, right? And because log and exponents cancel, you just end up with a 3. And for this one, you can make the 3 jump in front. And then, now we still have to work a little bit more on this one. Fourth root is same as what in terms of exponents? 1/4 power, yes. So this is y cubed to the 1/4 power. Okay. So we're almost there. 3 is what you have, plus 3 log base 2 of x. And then you have log base 2 of y to the, these two multiply, so you get 3 over 4. And then finally you let this one jump in front. And that's the most you can do to expand. Okay, so you stop here. That's what I want. Okay. So let's do something similar here. You have a division, so what do? You subtract, yes. So you subtract. And then you have cube root is 2/3 power. So cube root is a 1/3 power. So let me rewrite that as 2/3. Square root is x to what power? Square root? 1/2 power, right? Okay. And then I can still expand because these are multiplications. So multiplications, how do they expand? They split the log into addition. So this will be x to the 4th plus log 3 of y to the 2/3 minus log 3 x to the 1/2 plus log 3 27. Okay, I made a mistake. What mistake did I just make? I just made a mistake. You forgot the parenthesis. Okay? And this is, in fact, the most common mistake I see people making, forgetting this parenthesis. Say, I am replacing this one thing by two things, right? So that since minus is affecting this minus should be affecting both of them. If you forget the parenthesis, then you would end up with the wrong sign. So that's a very important thing. When you replace one thing by two things, you better have a parenthesis around, okay? All right, let's continue. 4 would jump over the log, 2/3 jumps over, 1/2 jumps over. Oh, what about this one? What should I do? 27 is 3 to the 3rd power, right? So that's what we'll do. We'll do 4 log 3 of x plus 2/3 log 3 of y minus 1/2 log 3 of x, okay? And then because there's a minus in the parentheses, this will be minus and log 3 of 3 to the 3rd power. Okay. So eventually we can cancel these two, log 3 and 3, but there's another simplification you can do. What can you do here? Yeah? Oh, no. It's the fact that I see a log 3 of x and log 3 of x. So these two are like terms, right? Which means you can combine them. Which means you can do 4 minus 1/2. 4 is 8 over 2. 8 over 2 minus 1/2. What's that? What's 8 over 2 minus 1/2? 7 over 2. So you get 7 over 2 log base 3 of x, and then plus 2/3 log 3 of y, and then minus of a 3. Okay? So that's how you do this second one. Right? So this is done in the same way as before. You see a minus, that means you can split this into subtraction. And then if you see multiplication, now you do log base 2 of square root of 8 plus log base 2 of x cubed plus log base 2 of square root of y to the 5th power minus, and then for this one, let's just leave it as it is. And we'll talk about this one later. All right. So 8 is 2 to what power? Well, square root is 1/2 power. 8 is 2 to what power? 3rd power, and then square root is 1/2 power. 3, you can make it hop over the log. And again, square root is 1/2 power. And I'll talk about this at the end, so let's not worry about this x plus y cubed for now. All right. So for this one, you have two options. You can make the 1/2 hop over, then 3 hop over. Eventually, it's going to get multiplied over here, or you can just multiply it now. What's 3 times 1/2? When you multiply, you only multiply to the top. So 3 times 1/2 will be 3 over 2. 3 over 2 will come in front. Actually, that's not what I should be doing. Sorry. I shouldn't make it hop over. Just make it as 3 over 2 because now I can cancel these, right? Now here I have to multiply. What's 5 times 1/2? Yeah. Which can later jump over. So once those things are done, we've managed to expand this portion as much as possible. But now let's think about this case. Well, certainly I can move this 3 in front. Make it jump over the log. But now the question is, can you expand this further? What do you think? The answer is no. Yeah, you can't expand this anymore. Okay, so it's a common misconception that you can just make this as log 2 of x plus log 2 of y. Then if you do that, then you're going to get points taken off on your exam. Okay, so don't do that. So at the end of the day, what you're going to get is 3 over 2 plus 3 log base 2 of x plus 5 over 2 log 2 of y minus 3 times log base 2 of x plus y. And this is the most you can expand. Okay? You can't do anything more on this one. Now, I'm still not sure if you understood what I'm trying to say here. So let me just ask a very simple question. Tell me what the value of this is. Okay. Can you simplify this? What's the value of this? Okay. Huh? Okay. All right. How many of you say 4? No one. Okay. Somebody said 8. Of course not. Okay. How many say 3? Somebody said 3. Okay. A few people. How many of you don't know what this is? Seems to be the okay. That's not good. All right. So 3. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, 3 is right. Yeah. So this is what? This is, yeah, what's 2 squared? That's 4. And so 4 plus 4, what's that? 8, right? So you have log base 2 of 2 to the third power. They cancel, it's 3. Okay. Now, what I'm trying to say is that some of you think you can just apply this separately when it's an addition. No, no, no. Don't do that ever. Okay? Yeah. If you did that, you would be getting what? 2 plus 2 and 4. Somebody said 4. Yeah. That's a very wrong answer. Is 4 equals to 3? No, it's not. Okay? So do not ever apply log to these two things separately if there's an addition. Okay? So don't apply log to these things separately if it's an addition. Don't ever do that. Okay? That's going to be a major mistake. Okay. All right. Split. Subtract. Division splits into subtraction. Okay. Now I see a multiplication. How does that split? Addition.
You're forgetting the parentheses.
You're going to. You're a fortune teller, right? Okay. So yeah, what mistake did I make? No parentheses. This is the mistake that more than half of you made. Okay, I'm just walking around. So many of you made this mistake. This is wrong. Okay. How do you correct this? Parentheses. Because this single thing became two things, you better have the parentheses. Major mistake. Yes.
You forgot to put the A for log base.
Sorry. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, and then square root of x is x to what power? 1/2 power. Okay, and then we can put the minus here. Minus distributed, so this is going to turn to a minus. Let's move the 2 to front as well. Well, we'll do that later. Okay. So we're going to have log a of 1 minus log, after 1/2 is put in front, it's 1/2 log a of x minus 2 times log a of y. Okay. Now what do you see? Log a of x. What can I do with this? Replace it by 2, because that's what it says. Log a of x is 2, right? I can replace this by 3, because that's what it says, right? But what about this one? Log a of 1. That's 0. 0, yeah. So that was one of the rules that I said, right? Why is log a of 1 0? Well, you can rewrite this as log a of a to some power. Okay, a to what power is 1? Anything to the 0th power is 1, right? So you have 0th power as 1, and then once you do that, you get 0, right? Is that okay? All right. So that gives you this as 0 minus 1/2 times 2 minus 2 times 3. And if you compute this, you get -7 as the answer. All right, I'll give you some time to copy. Yes.
Yeah, what's the base?
Right. So let me start with that. Okay. So first of all, yeah, if you see a log without anything under, what does that mean? It's base 10. Okay. That's called a common log. Okay. On the other hand, if you see something like ln of x, that means log base e. So that's called natural log. This one without anything in there, that's base 10, and that's called a common log. Now, there are some cases where even if you write log of x, it really means this one. So because of that confusion around the notation, some books tend to say capital log of x for this log base 10. So depending on your textbook, sometimes it might be written like that. But in our class, we'll just stick with this one. Log without anything, we're going to say that it's base 10, right? Okay. So for this one, for this first question, you can bring the 2 up here. Also make the 1/2 jump over here. And then you can see that now you can make these 2 logs to become a single log by making multiplications, right? The trouble is, what about this 2? That's outside the log. So in order to put this 2 together, you need to rewrite this as log of something. So now our challenge is to write 2 as log of something. And now we can combine these 2 as log of x squared times square root of y. You don't have to make it as square root of y, but I just find it easier rather than putting 1/2 power. But 1/2 power is fine. Okay, so now the hard question. 2 is log of what? What should go in here? What do you think? 100. How do you get 100? 10 squared, yes. So the way you think about this is we're working with base 10. And whatever you have here is going to cancel to give you this. So if I want this to be 2, what should this be? It has to be 2, right? So what I need right here should be 10 squared so that this log base 10 and 10 will cancel. But what is 10 squared? That's 10 times 10, which is 100, right? So you end up with log of 100 times this thing. So as a single log, it will be 100 times x squared times square root of y. Okay. Now I have expressed everything as log of a single item, right? Okay. Let's do this second one. Yes, you have a question?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop showing the question.
Okay. All right. So this second question. So from the previous experience, you kind of see that you do need to change this into log 3 of something. So what should I put here? 3 is log 3 of? 3 is log 3 of? 27. Or you just put 3 of 3, right? Then these will cancel to give you that, right? Yeah. Then you can figure out that 3 to the third power is 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27. Okay. And then you can bring the 4 upstairs here, jump it over the log. Okay, and then you have subtraction. How do you combine them? How do you combine the subtraction? Division, yes. So you have log base 3 of 27 over x plus log 3 of y to the 4th. Okay, now what? You can put it together as a multiplication. So you have log base 3 of 27 over x times y to the 4th. Okay. So that's a perfectly fine answer. Or you could also say, well, if you multiply this to a fraction, how do you multiply a number to a fraction? How do you multiply a number to a fraction? Only to the numerator, yes. So you write down 27y to the 4th over x. Okay. So both are valid answers, but this looks prettier. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I wish I could give you more time, but I have some other few things to cover, so let's do this. 2 is ln of e squared because ln and e cancels and gives you 2 back. Okay. So you're rewriting 2 as ln of e squared. Okay. Now, you can make the 4 jump over the log. And then I can combine these two as what? If it's a minus, what happens? Division inside the log, right? Yeah. But you still have another minus. So you should divide again, right? Now, I saw at least one person rewriting this as log of x plus log of 1. Very wrong. No, no, no. This is the part that I'm trying to make sure that you guys don't do, okay? Yeah. Shame on you if you did that. Yeah. For dramatic purposes, yeah. All right, so now you have subtraction. That means you have to divide. So it's like dividing by x plus 1. How do you simplify that? Keep, change, flip. Yeah, keep, think about this as the top. Keep that, change the division to multiplication. And then you flip the denominator, so this x plus 1 will become 1 over x plus 1, right? Yeah. So you use keep, change, flip to simplify a fraction like that. And then how do you multiply fractions? Top to top, bottom to bottom. So you end up with ln of e squared times 1 is just e squared over x to the 4 times x plus 1. Another big source of mistake, if you forget this parenthesis, then it'll be wrong, okay? Yeah. So that's the answer.